Hi, I'm Sailor Eric. Today we are going to cover raising the Mizzen Stay Sail on a Pearson 424 Ketch, in addition to covering trimming a jib lead car under tension. But let me start by saying thank you to my current subscribers. Your support continues to inspire me to produce content relevant to the sailing community. I visited or lived in over 20 countries and plan to visit more. Following this new YouTube channel, you have a front row seat on many upcoming sailing and traveling adventures. The Mizzen Stay Sail is a sail most sailors are unfamiliar with. Modern recreational sailboats are seldom designed with a mizzen mast, which would be necessary to have a mizzen staysail, but such a design can bring on some advantages over a standard sloop. Silverheels has a spinnaker, though raising it would require more rigging than would be the case for the Mizzen Stay Sail, which only requires a halyard, a tack point, and a sheet. It is also an advantage that its proximity is so close to the cockpit in the aft half of the sailboat. As we proceeded to get our sails up on a light wind day, I noticed that my forward sail was too flat and decided to remedy this.
So what we're going to do is, even though this is the working jib sheet and it's under tension because the wind is so light at 5 knots, we are going to, under tension, move the block forward, right? And in low wind situations, we want this block that the sheet is going through to be forward. So the sail has more belly to it, right? When it's flat in lower wind conditions, it's not as optimal. So we want it to catch a little more wind, even though we are going into the wind at a close reach. We're going to want to give it a little more fullness. So Joe, right now, if you could give me some slack on this sheet, and you'll see behind me that the sail becomes a little bit fuller. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this block forward, right? Because he's slack in that sheet, it's a little bit easier to do this, right? So I'm going to keep moving it forward, and I'm going to find a spot, there we go, that it clicks in. So now this is fastened on a button here. I could probably move it up one more. That's in. Now we are going to optimize this sheet. So bring it back in a little bit more. Keep bringing it in. That's about it. That's about as tight as we want it. Okay, so that is adjusting this jib sheet block under sail, under tension. This is the working sheet. All right. So today we are going to put, it's light wind day. It's about 6 knots of wind. And we need more sail. We're not going very fast today, right? So with these wind conditions, it'd be great to get a little more speed if we can. And we're going to use this Mizzen Stay Sail to help us do that. It is like a spinnaker. It's a light wind sail. We have this very light, I would guess like a nylon material. And we are going to tack it up here. Somewhere at the base of the boom is where we will tack it. And then it will come out between the mainsail and the mizzen. So it will be raised on the mizzen halyard above where you are, Pam, right now. Directly above you will be where it will be raised. And the clew will dangle off of that block on the mizzen mast way at the back of the boat. In the aft part of the boat is where basically the sheet will run through, and that will allow us to either tension, bring in the sail, or let out the sail, right? It's going to be a block dangling on that mizzen behind us. Okay, this is how the Mizzen sail looks. We've got it tacked to this tack point over here, right? There's other people that have told me that a better tack point would be down on the rail down here, like where that cleat is. Somewhere along this rail to tack it down there. I've tried that. I've tried tacking it down there, and I'll tell you that I didn't have as good a performance. I couldn't get the sail full. The foot of the sail being that far down was made things a little difficult. Oh, I think I got it. Yep, that's a bowline. All right, so that's good. And now the third piece is the clue, right? And that clue has to be affixed to a sheet that we don't have rigged yet. So the next step is to rig up a sheet that is going to come around that block and control this end of the clue. So see, the halyard is coming up from the head of the sail up there down around that shroud. It's this red line that's coming around this shroud, and it's coming down to the head of the sail down here. All right, the clue is attached here with a bowline, and this is a nice new sheet that we're using. It's a little longer than we need. Pat is unfouling it right now, and we are going to rig that around the shrouds and out to this block that's hanging off the boom out here. And that will be that. All right, Pat is just pulling that line through. Don't pull it too tight, but pull in all the slack.
Right.
Okay. You can see this line.
There we go.
Is now taut. The clue is taut. And it's coming out there. So I think that'll work. All right. Joe, go ahead and start raising the sail. Stop. I could have attached it up here. Probably would have been better. That's okay. Here we go. All right, Pat, go ahead with the clue. Pat, bring in the slack. Pat.
That's just
A little more. Oh,
Nice.
not bad.
What is the sail called again?
This is the Mizzen Stay.
very
Okay, so we'll play around a little bit with, adjusting our course and adjusting the sheet, but we got that thing up on the first go.
Filling nicely.
Yeah, this is filled out pretty good.
With the Mizzen Stay Sail added to the working inventory, Silver Heels had 5 sails up. The Mizzen Stay Sail sits in between the mainsail and the mizzen sail, and it does put a portion of the mainsail in a wind shadow, but it adds enough aggregate sail area to act as a net positive to the boat speed. We saw this in practice as we approached the 3 Crib Fiasco race fleet. As a cruising sailboat, I felt it to be an accomplishment to be able to keep speed with the sailboats participating in the race. After going as far in this direction as we wished, we took the Mizzen Stay Sail down. A disadvantage of the Mizzen Stay Sail is that it is not easy to change direction once this sail is set. In order for the boat to be turned, the Mizzen Stay Sail would have to be struck or taken down. Then the boat would have to be turned through the wind. The 4 other sails would be managed through this maneuver, and then the Mizzen Stay Sail would have to be re-rigged and re-raised on the new course. I thought I would finish this episode with a slideshow of pictures from the race. If you liked the content, please press that like button to subscribe now. You are welcome to leave comments and let me know what you would like to see in future videos. Thanks for watching.